Headed in the right direction, the big dip in gas prices and what could be driving that cost down. The happiest place on earth is about to get a little happier for your wallet when you can take advantage of some discounts at Disneyland. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. Southern California gas prices are dropping fast. In fact, LA County saw its largest decrease in 10 months from Wednesday into Thursday. The average is $6.15 a gallon. According to AAA, gas prices have dropped 6 straight days. This comes nearly a week after Governor Newsom issued a waiver allowing distributors to switch to the cheaper winter blend sooner than usual. Experts say that could mean even more relief at the pump. The largest healthcare strike in U.S. history is underway right now. About 75,000 workers walked off the job for a 3-day strike. Well, this is video of the strikes Wednesday in Moreno Valley. Workers say they're demanding an increase in wage and better benefits, plus a solution to what they call a short staffing crisis. Patients are warned to be prepared for some appointment delays and for non-urgent procedures to be postponed during the strike. A statement by Kaiser says we remain committed to reaching a new agreement that continues to provide our employees with market-leading wages, excellent benefits, generous retirement income plans, and valuable professional development opportunities. No contract agreement has been reached between the Actors Union and studios. SAG-AFTRA and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers met again Wednesday. They are scheduled to resume negotiations again Friday. Meanwhile, the Actors Union is continuing to encourage members to come out to picket lines as talks continue. Comcast, the corporation that owns our parent company, NBC Universal, is represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Some employees of the NBC News Group are represented by SAG-AFTRA. Our unseasonably warm weather is a good reminder that Southern California is in wildfire season. Orange County firefighters are out training to make sure they're prepared. One of our crews actually went along with them Wednesday. They practiced using different tools and technology to dig containment lines and predict a fire spread.
We train all year long, especially for wildfires, because our season is so long, sometimes the entire year. So it's not uncommon to see firefighters in the hillsides working with hand tools, hose lines, dozers, helicopters, everything that we would use on a regular fire. We want to make sure we're very proficient in before the fire arrives. So this is a continual process that we train in all year, every year.
Firefighters also practice communicating with one another and with the public because they say that is key to saving properties and lives. We appreciate all of our firefighters. All right, we're checking in with meteorologist Belen De Leon, who's here to let us know how long the warming trend will stick around.
Hi there. We've reached the hottest part of your week. Temperatures Thursday and Friday are going to feel like summer. There will be a moderate risk for heat illness for coastal and inland locations. Temperatures expected to be in the upper 80s and 90s. So this is going to affect folks that don't have adequate cooling, AC, and also our friends that have to work outside. So practice good heat safety. We've got a heat advisory in place all the way through Friday evening for Orange County and the Inland Empire. Now, the temperatures are going to get hotter before they get cooler. Look at the trend in Riverside. We've got upper 90s, triple digits through Saturday. The weather will start to gradually cool through the beginning of next week. And by the middle of next week is when it's going to feel like fall again. But until then, brace for the heat and stay safe.
A hero, a husband, and a father. That's how Manhattan Beach is remembering one of their police officers. 35-year-old Chad Swanson was killed in a crash on the 405 freeway on his way to work. For News Chopper 4, you can actually see the salute from fellow law enforcement as the officer's flag-draped body was removed from the hospital. There was lots of tears and hugs as the news spread of his tragic death. Swanson helped save lives in 2017, the mass shooting in Las Vegas, as well as during an incident in Manhattan Beach.
Chad was a bright star in a world that wasn't always the same.
To lose a young man like that with a wife and 3 young kids in an accident that shouldn't have happened.
Swanson was a graduate of St. John Bosco High School in Bellflower. He is survived by his wife and 3 young sons. LA County supervisors have proclaimed October 5th Latina Equal Pay Day. It brings awareness to the wage gap Latinas face and the work toward making sure they're paid what they deserve. Census data from last year found full-time Latina workers make 57 cents to the dollar compared to a white man. And if the data includes part-time or seasonal workers, that number goes down to 52 cents. Researchers have found Latinas are being paid less within jobs while also being excluded from high-paying jobs. Over the course of her professional career, a Latina worker loses about $1 million compared to her white male counterpart. Advocates are pushing legislation in Congress for wage transparency. As workers at Kaiser Permanente strike, they are just the latest group of employees to hit the picket line in a year filled with strikes. But does the picketing lead to actual change, and why is it happening so frequently now? The I-Team's Lolita Lopez went to an expert in labor practices to get the answers.
2023 has already been referred to as a hot labor summer.
UCLA professor and the director of the university's Labor Center, Kent Wong.
And indeed, we have seen unprecedented worker organizing, worker mobilization, and worker strikes.
Healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente, Hollywood writers and actors, hotel workers, school staff, UPS workers, automotive workers across multiple industries. Workers have left their jobs, grabbed signs, and marched, demanding higher living wages and better working conditions. So why now?
I do think that especially coming out of the 3 years of the pandemic, we have watched immense profits by corporations who have fared very well under the pandemic, and yet the essential workers who have been on the front lines throughout the course of the pandemic, who've put their lives at risk, have not seen a fair share.
He says worker stoppage is a measure of last resort. No one wants to leave their jobs or lose a paycheck or cause others to suffer financially.
What are the ramifications for those who aren't on strike, but also need those industries to work?
What we are seeing is that the solidarity actions, for example, SAG and the Writers Guild had not gone on strike together since 1960. We see in March the joint strike of the teachers and classified workers within the LA Unified School District. That had never happened before.
A brief review of labor history provides more understanding. Professor Wong says the 1930s saw the introduction of labor laws and the National Labor Relations Act, which legalized the right to organize and engage in collective bargaining.
The reality is that if you look back in U.S. labor history, all of the major concessions that have been won by working people, that includes minimum wage, that includes health and safety benefits, paid vacation, paid sick days, pension, all of those were won through collective action. None of those were voluntarily turned over by the corporations.
So where do we go from here? Do we potentially see more groups, more unions saying, we will go and picket if we don't get what we want at the bargaining table?
What we see is that the solidarity we have witnessed over the last year will encourage more workers to stand in solidarity. The basic lesson is solidarity works. When workers stand together, when they organize together, when they make collective demands together, they are in a much stronger position than if they go it alone.
For the I-Team, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
Hundreds of Little Leaguers had their equipment ripped off from 2 parks in Long Beach. So it happened over the weekend behind the field on the city's west side. The locks to the storage building were broken. A pitching machine and bases were stolen from inside the building. And now parents and even some of the kids are pitching in to try to replace the equipment.
Stealing from us, or stealing from the kids.
I felt really sad, and I don't know how they broke down the lock.
They're taking away from the kids, you know, they need these stuff to be successful.
This is not the first time this has happened. A few months ago, another storage unit was hit, and the league's ATV, which is what they use to drag the fills, was stolen as well. A major milestone for LAX and relief for travelers. Passengers can now go from terminal to terminal without having to leave and re-enter through security. The connector between Terminal 3 and the Tom Bradley International Terminal has been completed. This will help passengers more easily get to their connecting flights. The walking distance between Terminals 1 through 8 is about 2 miles. More improvements are coming with the automated people mover and pedestrian bridges opening up next year. Here's something we don't hear too often. A trip to Disneyland will cost families less next year. So kid tickets at Disneyland and California Adventure will be discounted to as little as $50 a day. That's about half of what it normally costs for a child's admission. It's available for children ages 3 to 9 years old. The limited time tickets can be used between January 8th and March 10th of 2024. The special ticket offer goes on sale starting October 24th. Car fans from across Southern California will be hitting the OC Auto Show this weekend. The next generation of electric vehicles are expected to be the main draw, but there will also be other new cars, SUVs, crossovers, trucks, and concept vehicles on display. The OC Auto Show runs through Sunday at the Anaheim Convention Center. That's something fun for you and the family to do. Well, now that the writer's strike is over, it's about to be live from New York again. Saturday Night Live has announced its season 49 return. The premiere of season 49 will be October 14th. Former SNL cast member Pete Davidson will host, and Ice Spice will perform as a musical guest. And then the following week, Bad Bunny will pull double duty as both host and musical guest. That's going to be good. The Powerball jackpot just keeps climbing. There was no big winner in Wednesday night's $1.2 billion drawing. So yes, this means the jackpot soars to $1.4 billion for Saturday's drawing. 2 tickets in Northern California match 5 of 6 numbers. Someone out there has a little something something. Each of those tickets are worth $1 million. It's been 11 weeks without a big Powerball winner. And if you win, call me, because we're family. Remember, I'll help you spend it. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app at our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.